Hello, everyone. Nichole Porter, that's me. Today I'm going to be speaking about building anti-fragile sales teams. So before I actually jump into it, one question I have for the audience, and don't be shy, let's raise your hands if this is you, but how many of you think that the last couple of years have probably been the most challenging years in your sales careers? Say 50%-ish? Okay, cool. Well, that's kind of why I'm diving in on this topic today. Okay, so before we jump in it a little bit more, so a little bit about me and why I actually have this point of view on anti-fragility. I'm a firstborn generation Canadian from a Vietnam War refugee family. As you can imagine, a lot of the principles they instilled in me really live and breathe in my personal and professional life. I started my career in tech actually at BlackBerry during the downturn when Apple and Android started taking over. Employee number 4 on Shopify's retail go-to-market team. We worked with brick and mortar businesses, and as you know, the pandemic really impacted and we had to shift. I became a certified yoga teacher to apply mindfulness practices in sales, and then here I am today building hopefully a world-class sales team at Relay. Thanks. I have my fan club here, just in case anyone didn't notice. Okay, so what is Relay? Relay is an online banking and money management platform. We're really on a mission to improve the success rates of SMBs. So traditional banking has done a disservice, and we're building tools to give them financial clarity. Okay, and what we're doing is actually working. So we have grown by 3,000% in monthly new users since 2021. We 3x'd year-over-year customer growth in 2023. We have a 90% PLG motion, and we're the fastest growing neobank for SMBs in the US. So how does that all relate to anti-fragile teams? A key ingredient when scaling a startup sales team is anti-fragility. So instead of describing to you what it is, I'm sure a lot of you have probably also read the book, but Nassim Nicholas Taleb, I'm just going to read this quote here. Anti-fragility is beyond resilience or robustness. The resilience resists shocks and stays the same. That anti-fragile gets better. So just to illustrate here and just provide some contrast as it relates to a sales team, fragile sales teams get damaged by disorder. Resilient sales teams become unaffected by disorder. And that actually sounds pretty good, right? Like being unaffected by market changes, etc. But Resilience 2.0 is anti-fragile, which I think is better. You actually benefit from disorder and you get stronger. So when hiring for anti-fragility, I always look for key traits. I know there's sales leaders out there. Anyone want to shout out traits that they typically look for? Coachability. Sorry? Grit. Love it. I'll take one more. Curiosity. Yeah, those are all great traits. And I'm sure there's a lot we can evaluate in the interview process, but ones that I think are super important are growth mindset. So the belief that hard work and learning can unlock skills. Emotional intelligence, so not getting impacted, being able to look inwards and control your emotions as well as others. Adaptability, and I think a better word is actually evolvability, especially in environments of change. And then, grit and perseverance, which is pretty self-explanatory. So tips for interview process, hiring managers, because I know there's some new sales leaders here. Ask situational questions for each trait. Score them in your hiring rubric. Evaluate them throughout the interview process so that you can get kind of validation, because folks, we're salespeople, so sometimes salespeople say all the things, but you kind of want to validate it throughout the sales process to reinforce. And then don't accept surface level answers and dig a level deeper. So for example, with growth mindset and someone saying, hey, I took all of David's courses. Okay, what did you learn from Sell the Way That You Buy? And just go that level deeper to see that there. And then what I look for in answers, Please, examples outside of your job description. I do not want a regurgitated version of your JD. I want to see that people actually go above and beyond. Authentic, non-scripted answers. So show me that you can be real. So show me that you can be vulnerable. And then the last piece is conviction. As David said, not only as buyers is conviction important, but in sellers as well when you're interviewing. Okay, so you've built your anti-fragile sales team. You've kind of validated through the interview process. How do you empower anti-fragility through coaching? So I like to coach to Stoic principles. If you don't know what Stoicism is, it comes from Greek philosophy, founded a long time ago, 3rd century BCE. And I think one actual example in terms of anti-fragility and how it links to Stoicism is there's a Greek mythological creature called Hydra. And if anyone has watched Hercules, he's the monster that has multiple heads, and every single time you'd slice off a head, 2 would grow back in its place. So I do think when you're coaching to your teams, just reinforcing these anti-fragile practices through Stoicism really help. So real quickly here, focus on what you can control. You can't change the market. You can't change that AI is taking over certain toolings, etc. So again, focus on the controllables. Embrace adversity as a learning opportunity. So that's where growth mindset comes in. Practice mindfulness. Again, I'm a yogi, but really looking inwards and staying objective and practicing non-attachment really helps so that you can continue paving forward. And then lastly, objectively make decisions based on data over emotions. I know times can get tough, but try to scale back and look at things objectively. Okay, so if you didn't get anything from the last 5 minutes, 3 tactical takeaways or learnings. Anti-fragility is key in high-performing startup sales teams when facing adversity. Measure for EQ, growth mindset, adaptability, grit and perseverance, and coach Stoic principles to empower anti-fragility on your team. Thank you.
Any questions? Maybe we'll just take 2 quickly for Nichole, if anyone has any questions. Any hands anywhere? No? You must have been very thorough.
So thorough.
And Nichole will be around, though, so if a question comes up later, you want to meet her, she is here. So just another round of applause. Thank you so much.